After the fight, you had some words for Conor McGregor. Of course, you're being asked about him over and over again. Do you think he has anywhere to go, or are you confident that he will be fighting you next?
Check. Straight up, this is chess, man. You got nowhere to go. You're in check. So you need to defend. Don't vacate the thing, because you know what? This isn't about the money fight. What it is about pride, man. You don't want to see me holding your real belt, buddy. So you need to defend it. And if you want, go ahead and just leave it right there. Sit it down and just walk away, okay? Just sit it down and walk away. Nobody will get hurt.
Do you get the impression that Conor will want a challenging fight like yourself, or that he will walk away from it?
I know Conor. Conor's a gamer. He's an athlete. And as much as I talk and everything else, it would be the most impressive game fight in the world. And I feel that if he wants a game opponent, you can't go to Nate. Nate's not your game opponent. You want a righteous opponent. You want somebody who wants to talk. Look, I saved some of my best material. I was quiet this whole entire time, man. I was saving some of my best material for you, buddy.
So if you start hearing things about Nate, will you start talking up, or do you feel like you've done the talking, though? That is the talk right
This is what it's about. You have an interim title. I'm not hurt. I'm definitely not hurt. They didn't give me any disciplinary, no violation, no nothing. So if I'm not hurt, you need to defend, straight up. So that's in the rule book. UFC, I didn't write it. UFC did.
Dana White has.
Did you do that? Did you get caught up in the motion, the energy, the arena?
I think usually you put them shots together on a guy in my division, and they crumble.
Mm-hmm.
He could take it a little bit more. Now I still believe I hurt him. I mean, his face is banged up there. He's stitched up. He said he won the boxing exchanges. I don't think he did. I just think I needed to be a little bit more select, a little bit more efficient with my energy. And I needed to recognize that a bigger man, you must put the shots together a little bit more to stop a bigger man. So I'll learn from that, and I will put the shots better next time.
If you hit a 155-pounder like a Dos Anjos or a 145-pounder like Edgar with those shots, are they done?
I think they fold 100%. I mean, Nate is a completely different stylistic opponent than Dos Anjos. He has the range, the height. I think if it had been a scheduled fight with what it was supposed to be, I would have came out victorious. But it is what it is.
Considering how vocal you are, obviously there's some brushback you heard on Twitter. What Jose Aldo had said. What's your response to those who feel this is sort of some comeuppance for you?
You know, there's always critics. There's always people that will celebrate a man's fall. But you know, it is what it is. I'll take it on the chin. This is the fight business. Many wins, many losses. I've lost many times before in all different forms of fighting. So, well, I'll face it head on and come back like a champion that I am.
And this may seem like an awkward question, but you've been on top for so long. How does it feel to lose? You've only been known winning lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it stings, but this is life. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down.
What's up, gang? Any questions for me? Because I'm tired.
Hey, Dana in the back over here.
Yeah.
Can you assess Conor's performance in your opinion? Did he do better than you thought? Was this what you saw in training at the Performance Institute?
Yeah, no, I'm so proud of Conor tonight, man. You know, it's not the fight that I thought it was going to be. It was a completely different fight than I expected. You know, Conor, when you get into professional boxing, right? And, you know, you guys know you start 4 rounds, you fight 6 rounds. You went 10 rounds tonight with arguably the greatest to ever do it. Max Kellerman, I've been trying to get a hold of him. He ain't answering his phone right now, but he said that Conor wouldn't land 1 punch on Floyd Mayweather. You know, a lot of people that were super negative about, you know, this boxing match with Floyd and Conor looked unbelievable. I'm sure you guys probably already saw this, but if you didn't, the CompuBox numbers were in 9 of Floyd Mayweather's fights where it went 12 rounds. His opponents hit him with less than 100 punches. Conor hit him with 111 in less than 10 rounds. So it was a great fight. I'm really proud of Conor.
And David, just to follow up on that a little bit, given how well he did in the fight, you know, against a long guy, if he chose to box again, would you endorse that and would you work with him on it?
I'm sorry, what did you say, Kevin?
I just said if he chose to box again, given how well he did, would you endorse that and work with him on that?
I would rather he did not. You know, this isn't what he does. He's a mixed martial artist where he goes in and he fights and he uses all of his weapons and tonight he was only allowed to use his hands. I think he did great tonight. I don't think there's anything else left to prove. I would rather he fight mixed martial arts.
Jade, I guess just to kind of follow up on that, let's not talk about Conor McGregor specifically. I mean, this was a special, unique event. Would you be open to entertaining the idea of ever doing this?
It's how you handle it that makes you who you are. So I will handle it well.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you. They can relax. They are in a new place, so it's good. That's something I always dreamed of. I always visualize what given would feel like. Given to people who have given to me, what that would feel like. I always dreamed of just showing up one day and be like, here. And that would always give me like good feelings.
When people ask you about pressure and pressure you face in your life, in your career, you always say that you enjoy that pressure. What pressure? There was a lot of pressure on you, whatever you say, whether you don't feel it. You delivered because you delivered on a promise. You delivered against a secondary opponent.
Was the bookie's favourite?
Who was the bookie's favourite?
I was the favourite against Jose, but when Chad got replaced, he was the favourite. The whole industry thought this was the one. He's not going to overcome this. I smiled at myself and I went in there and KO'd Chad inside 2 rounds. Maybe previous, when all the stuff is going on, all the obligations, the injuries, the hours that you're away from your comfort. But when you're in it and you're there, when you've made it to the octagon, I feel free. That's why I'm saying I don't feel pressure on fight night. I don't feel pressure when I make that walk. Someone asked me what it's like when I make that walk, what it's like when you walk out into that arena, and I swear on my life, when I walk out to that arena, I honestly feel like I'm unshackling chains off of me. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm chained and I'm carrying a cross or something. And then when I get to that octagon, I'm peeling it all off. And when I finally step foot in that octagon and place my bare feet on that special UFC canvas, I feel free. Now what I am doing this for is finally here. I'm not doing this for this. I'm not doing this for fake acting and pretending I can, you know what I mean? Trying to give emotion to some guy that wants emotion from me for a shot. I can't do that. I don't do this for that. But I understand that it's a double-edged sword and you must do that. I do it for the competition, to step foot inside that octagon, to have that feeling of freedom. So that is why I say I don't feel pressure in there. I do not. I'm not as familiar with the American sports, but of course I'm familiar with Michael Jordan. He was a legend of the game. His talk on the court, not so much why did he taunt his opponent, or
he did a lot.
Yeah, again, this is all just confidence. You know, when you were, it's hard to be humble when you are the best. You know, it is simple as that. If you have supreme confidence in your ability, if you are outworking, if you are surrounded by your competition and you are looking around and you are better than these people, and you are outworking these people, and you are outmoving these people, it's hard not to let your confidence take over. It just builds and builds and builds, and I'm sure that was the same with Michael Jordan. And any top-level athlete, there's always the same. There's always that hint of arrogance there, that hint of cockiness.
But right now, I'm not worried about him. Right now, I'm worried about just holding this and then showing my baby boy as soon as I get back.
First off, where's the sunglasses at? We all have our sunglasses. We're ready to pop them on, and you're not wearing them right now. Congratulations, brother. We saw you go for a lot of submissions. We're used to seeing you do your dart choke, your head and arm triangle, everything from a front heel lock. Is this a part of your arsenal that we haven't really seen you submit from your back?
Absolutely. The game plan was to get him so aggressive that he wanted to use so much energy. He had me pinned up against the cage, which I'm sure a lot of people were unsure of. But I had him in a can opener situation, which I use with a lot of different jiu-jitsu people, which takes a lot of energy out of them. I'm a veteran in the sport. I have a lot of experience. And I had a lot of hay stacked in that barn ready for it to go round 5. And I just kept my composure. And as soon as I felt that submission sink in, whether it was the arm bar, he reversed it. I knew it was going to be there all day. I had my feet on his hips. I just knew he was going to put a lot of forward pressure, and there was the triangle. Listen to the corners, and that was it.
Yeah, well, Tony, first of all, congratulations, man. You know, I always like watching you fight. You went in there, you had a beautiful performance. Early on, you seemed to have your eye was bothering you a little bit. It seemed like you maybe got poked in the eye or hurt with a punch. What was going through your head there, and how bad was it bothering you early in that fight?
I couldn't really see on about this way, about halfway out of my eye. Stuff happens in a fight. I mean, it is what it is. But a lot of experience that I have, I knew how to weather the storm. and he was just going to keep putting forward pressure, and he was going to try to take me down. And this isn't wrestling. I don't care about the takedowns. Go ahead and take him down, and you're going to stuff some elbows. You're going to feel everything that I'm going to have in my guard.
Well, Tony, you and I were working together the night you and Kevin kind of kicked off your rivalry here on the air, and you seemed to really be talking to him during the fight as well. How much smack talk, how much of his smack talk maybe bothered you at all before this fight, and what were you saying to him during the fight?
Well, he used all that energy.
Something you're doing, do you take that into consideration throughout your training camp? Do you take time for yourself? Because you seem to be a really, powerfully willed person, and I respect you for that, man. You come in here, you say you're going to get things done. So my hat's off to you, first of all, for being like that. But how is that in training? What are some of the things that maybe you do that make you so mentally strong when you get into that octagon?
Oh, man. I've mastered the basics. I've definitely mastered the basics. I've taken a lot of time to do that. But I have to do extreme types of things like take an ice bath instead of a cryo, go climb up a mountain, but instead of wearing nothing, I'm wearing a 50-pound pack. Once I get to the top, I'm doing different things that are just going to just keep it up here. I have all the tools that I need. What did Bruce Lee say? You fear the man that practices like one kick 1,000 times, not the man that knows 1,000 kicks. I have a lot in my arsenal. I have a very big toolbox, and I'm Mexican too, so I'm very willing to be able to use duct tape and brick when I have to, and really put my mind and my mental